Good morning, it's Josh, and we're reading in Genesis 22. Going to head back to Genesis, and I'm going to read from the Berean Study Bible first. Genesis 22, the offering of Isaac. Sometime later, God tested Abraham and said to him, "Abraham." "Here I am," he answered. "Take your son," God said, "your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I will show you." So Abraham got up early the next morning, saddled his donkey, and took along 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. He split the wood for a burnt offering and set out for the place God had designated. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. "Stay here with the donkey," Abraham told his servants. "The boy and I will go over there to worship, and then we will return to you." Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac. He himself carried the fire and the sacrificial knife, and the 2 of them walked on together. Then Isaac said to his father Abraham, "My father." "Here I am, my son," he replied. "The fire and the wood are here," said Isaac, "but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And the 2 walked on together. When they arrived at the place God had designated, Abraham built the altar there and arranged the wood. He bound his son Isaac and placed him on the altar atop the wood. Then Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. The Lord provides the sacrifice. Just then the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Here I am," he replied. "Do not lay a hand on the boy or do anything to him," said the angel, "for now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your only son from me." Then Abraham looked up and saw behind him a ram in a thicket, caught by its horns. So he went and took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering in place of his son. And Abraham called that place, "The Lord will provide." So to this day it is said, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." And the angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time, saying, "By myself I have sworn, declared the Lord, that because you have done this, and have not withheld your only son, I will surely bless you. I will multiply your descendants, like the stars in the sky, and the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will possess the gates of their enemies. And through your offspring, all nations of the earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice." Abraham went back to his servants, and they got up and set out together for Beersheba. And Abraham settled in Beersheba. The sons of Nahor. Sometime later Abraham was told, "Milcah has also borne sons to your brother Nahor: Uz, the firstborn, his brother Buz, Kemuel, the father of Aram, Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. And Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. Milcah bore these 8 sons to Abraham's brother Nahor. Moreover, Nahor's concubine, whose name was Reumah, bore Teba, Gaham, Tahash, and Maacah. Alright, so we are now in Genesis 22, the Interlinear Bible. I love Bible Hub. If you just plug it in over here, you can get the version you want to read, commentary, and then even the language. So you just click on language and go Interlinear chapter, and it gives you the Hebrew text. I like to read the Hebrew text because it allows you to dive in a little bit more, see a little bit more of the richness, the color. You can easily do a word study on a particular word, phrase, so it's fantastic. Let's take a look. Verse 1. Wehi ahar hadebar Ibarim, Hedebarim, Ha'ele, Wa Ha'elohim, Nisa, Et Abraham, Wayomer, Ilau Abraham. Wayomer, Heneni. And it came to pass, after things these that God tested Abraham, and said to him, Abraham, and he said, Here I am. Let's see what this word tested means. It only occurs twice. To test, try, prove, tempt, assay, put to the proof, to test. Wow, interesting. Take a little look at this word. So you can click on the word here. Does God ever test? Interesting. Twenty-two 1. God tested Abraham, and God did tempt Abraham. And then in 1 Samuel 17:39, to walk, for he had not tested. He had not proved it. Interesting. Nisa. Well, alright, let's keep going. Verse 2. Shrink that down just a little bit. Alright. Wayomer kahna et binka et yahideka asher ahabta et yishak welek leke el eres Hamoria Wahelehu Sham Leola Al Ahad Heharam Asher Omar Eleka. Make that a little smaller. There we go. Verse 2. And he said, Wayomer, take now, kahna, et binka, your son. It's actually benak, benaka, et yahideka, your only son. Asher ahabta, whom you love. It's interesting, the Arabic word is heb. This is ahabba, ahabta. Et Yishak, Isaac, and go welek leka el, and go to Eres, the land Hamoria, HaMoriah, of Moriah. Let's see what that means. Two occurrences. Moriah, chosen by Jehovah, the place where Abraham took Isaac for sacrifice. The mount on the eastern edge of Jerusalem, on which Solomon built the temple. Wow. Wahelehu, and offer him there. Shem Leolah, as a burnt offering. Al-Ahad Heharim, on one of the mountains. Aharim, Asher, of which Omar, you, Eleka. So rose early, Wayashkem, Abraham in the morning, Babakar, Wayahabbas, and saddled his donkey, Et Hamaro. It's funny, in Arabic it's Hamar, I believe. Wayikka, and took two, Wayikka et Shenne, two Nearo, of his young men with him, Ittao, We'et, and Isaac, Yishak, Binnao, his son. And he split Webaka Ashe, the wood for the burnt offering, Ola, Wayakom, and arose, Wayelek, and went, Al Hamakom, and went to the place, Asher, of which had told Amar Lohim, Ha-Elohim, God. Ha-Elohim, on the day Bayom Hashelishi, third, Hasalishi, third, Wayissa, then lifted up Abraham, it Inau, his eyes. Wayar, and saw it, the place, Amakam, okay, Hamakom, the place, from a distance, Merahok, and said, Wayomer Abrahim, Al Ne'arao, his young men stay, Shebu, Lakim, Po, Im, with the donkey, Hahamor, Ayanni, and I, and the boy, Wahanayar, Neleka, will go Adko, over there, Wanestahawe, and worship. Wow, worship. To bow down, to depress. Wow, before superior, before God and worship. And we will come back, Waneshuba, Alekem, to you. So took Wayikka, Abraham, it, Esse, the wood of the burnt offering, Ha'olah, Wayesim, and laid it on Yishak, and laid it on Isaac, his son, Benno. He laid the wood on him? Wow, oh my God, he just like put him on this altar, and then put the wood like on him. And he took Wiyaka biyado in his hand, et hayis wa'et, the fire, and a knife, hamakelet, wayeleku, and went the two of them, Senehem. Oh, I see up here he had him carry the wood. He's not on the altar yet, okay. Together, Yahdal, Wayomer, but spoke Yishak el Abraham, Abio, to Isaac Abraham his father, and said, Wayomer Abi, my father. And he said, Wayomer, here I am, Heneni, Binni, my son, here I am, my son, Heneni Binni. Wayomer, and he said, Hinne, the fire, Ha'ish, Waha'eshem, and the wood, Wa'eye, but where is Hase, the lamb, Le'olah, for a burnt offering? Wayomer, and said Abraham, God Elohim Yireh will provide to him the lamb, lo hase, for a burnt offering, le'olah. My son, so went the two of them together. Binni. So he says, God will provide to him the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. Elohim yireh lau hase le'olah binni. So went the two of them together. Wayeleku shenehem yahdal. Verse 9. And they came to the place which had told him God to build, and built there Abraham an altar. And they came, Wayabau el Hamakaum, Asher Amar Lau Ha Elohim. And they came to the place which had told him God. Wayibben, and built Sham Abraham et Hamizbeah, Abraham there an altar, and arranged Wayarok et Ha'eshem, the wood, Wayakod, and he bound et Yishak, Isaac, his son, Benau, Wayesem, and laid Otal him an the altar, Hamizbeah, Mimayel, upon Laesim, the wood. Wayisla, and stretched out Abraham, et Yadal, his hand, and took Wayikah, et Hamakelet, the knife, Lizhat, to slay et Benau, his son. The sacrifice averted, but called to him, Wayikra, Illau, the angel of Yahweh, Malek Yahweh, from heaven, and said, Min Hashamayim, Wayomer, Abraham, Abraham. So he said, Wayomer, here am I, Hineni. And he said, Wayomer, not to lay on your hand the boy. Wayomer, al tishla, yedeka el hanayar, wa'el ta'as, or do to him anything. Wayel tayas, lao meyumma, ki atta, for now. I know. Yadayiti ki yere. I know that fear God you. I know that fear God you. Yadetti ki yere. Elohim yatta. Wow, yiri. This is a different word. Reverent, afraid, fear. Wow. So you've got this word, yiri. It just means like raw fear, I think. Let's go check this out real quick. Yeri, 9 occurrences. I know that thou fear God. One that feareth God, one that feareth God. He that feareth the Lord. Is everyone that feareth the Lord, feareth God. Oh, blessed is everyone feareth God. Be blessed that in his uprightness feareth the Lord. Not thine hand, for he that feareth God. Who is among you that feareth the Lord? Wow, it's a word used all 8 times to refer to a fear of God, a respect, a reverence, just pure fear. I mean, God is fearful. So this word means fear, yere, and the other word we looked at, tested. It's up here at the top. God was testing Abraham, and the angel says, I know now that you fear God. Interesting. Since not you have withheld your son, Welo Hasakta, Hashaktha, It Binka, It Yahideka, only from me, Memene. Verse 13, and lifted up Abraham his eyes, Wayisa, Abraham et innau, and looked, and behold a ram, Wayar, Wahinne, Ayil. Behind him caught was in a thicket by its horns. A ram, Ayil, Ahar, Nayehaz, Besebak, Bakranel, by his horns. So went Abraham and took, Wayelik Abraham, Wayekah, and took, Et Hayayil, Wayalehu, and took the ram and offered it for a burnt offering, Leola tahat benna, instead of his son, Wayikra, and called Abraham the name of place, Wayikra Abraham Shem Hamakaum, that Yahweh, Hahu, Yahweh Yireh, Yahweh will provide, Asher Yaomer, Hayom Bahar Yahweh Yera'eh. Yahweh will provide, as it is said this day, in the mountain of Yahweh it shall be provided. Verse 15. And called the angel of Yahweh, Wayikra Malek Yahweh El Abraham Shenet, to Abraham a second time, out of heaven, Min Hasamayim, Wayomer, and said, By myself I have sworn, says Yahweh, Be Nisbati, Neyom, Yahweh, Ki Ya'yan, Asher, Asitta, Et Hadabar, Haze Welo, Hasakta, Et Dinka, Et. By myself have I sworn, says Yahweh, for an account which you have done, thing this and not, have withheld your son only. Ki Barak, blessed that I will bless you. Ki Barak Abareka, Waharba, and multiply I will multiply. Waharba Arbe et Zaraka, your descendants as the stars of the heavens. Kekaukbe Hasamayim, and as the sand on which the shore, Wekakaol Asher al Sepat Hayim, of the sea. Weyeras, I shall pass your descendants, Zaraka et Shayar, Ayabal, the gate of their enemies, and shall be blessed in your seed all the nations of the earth. Wahit Baraku Bezurak Bazureyaka, Kal Gauye, Hayares, Ekeb, Asher, Shamata, to all the nations of the earth, because that you have obeyed my voice. Bekali. Wow. So return to Abraham his servant. And they rose and went. Wayashab Abraham el Nayarao, Wayakumu, Wayaleku, two together Beersheba, and dwelt at Abraham Beersheba. Wayaleku el Yahdao, Bayer Shabba, Beersheba, Wayeshib, and dwelt Abraham Bibir at Beersheba. Wehi Ahare Hadebarem Ha'elehe, Wayugad la Abraham Lemor Hene Yelida Milka Gamhi Banim Lenahor Aheka. And it came to pass after these things, these it was told unto Abraham, saying, Indeed, has borne Milcah also she children to Nahor. your brother. Et us bekara wayet buz ahem wayet Kemuel abi Aram wayet Kesed wayet Hazal wayet Pildas wayet Yidlap wayet Betuel u Betuel yaled et Ribka Shemona Illa Yeleda Milka Lenahor Ahi Abraham Upelagsa Lagshaw Usema Reuma Watelud Gamhi et Tapteba Wayet Gaham Wayet Tahash Wayet Mayakka. Interesting.